Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and welcome to new year, new project, I would say. I'm kind of looking for something to do. Well, I've been wanting to do like a proper, I'll probably put this in its own playlist on YouTube. I've kind of been wanting to do a proper kind of starters, beginner's guide, and then like a leveling guide, kind of following on from that, all part of the same series. I'm kind of loath to call it a guide because you're always going to get someone who's going to go, "Oh, you're a newbie, you didn't do this," like little Gollum. But Gollums aside, I'm going to call it a guide, whatever. So if you've got anything to add to it that I missed, then please add it in. But I still get a lot of questions about. I'm coming back. I'm new. Questions about leveling, where to go, blah blah blah. So that's what this series is going to be about. It's going to be a bit different as well because previously I've spoken about doing a shaman guide, and I will do that one day. But I've got the fire in my belly at the moment for leveling Mugwort, so that's kind of where my shaman gameplay is going. And I'm not really playing many other games at the moment, and I'm like super addicted to Everquest, like really back hard. I kind of get that just 15 minutes more kind of feeling as it comes to the end of my playtime and stuff. So yeah, really into it. So this is going to be a beginner's guide crossed with a leveling guide, crossed with I guess like an enchanter's guide, which I will say I'm no expert on. I have done my research, but I'm going to be playing an enchanter, but doing it a bit differently, I think, from a role-playing perspective. So enchanters. Where do we start? Dark elf, erudite, gnome, high elf, human is basically where we go. I think that honestly not sure if there is a bad choice. I think that the thing with enchanters is you get illusions to look like anyone you want. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But whenever I play an enchanter, I always have a slight affinity, quite an affinity to the race I chose because I wanted to choose that race at the start. So my normal form, whatever it is, outside of an illusion. And it's. I mean, I always go for the really, really obvious 25 charisma, 5 intelligence. I'm not quite sure ultimately why you would do anything else, really. I guess there are arguments. I mean, like some stamina is not going to net you many hit points at 60 as an enchanter. Strength to carry stuff. Other than that, then you're kind of left with your race choice, really. I'm always surprised that Dark Elves got 70 charisma. That seems really low. Maybe that comes from the whole the old D&D thing where Dark Elves hated everyone and thought they were all ugly, and all the other races thought Dark Elves were ugly and whatever. I don't know if it's because they're evil or not, but I mean, essentially, they just look like elves, but darker skin. And if you find an elf attractive, why would you find a dark elf attractive? But there you go, 70 charisma. Yeah. Erudites are great. What I normally do is I kind of have this. I call it bang for buck. It probably doesn't mean much, but whenever I'm picking a class or a race, I look at class. I guess I look at the classes, class, race. Combination of their main stats, kind of add them together, and I kind of call that bang for buck. I guess in an enchanter, the higher charisma is the more important if you're min-maxing, but I quite like that. I mean, like an erudite's got 197 bang on the bang for buck rating, if that means anything to you when you add the two stats together. Gnome's got 178. High elf got the highest charisma, I guess, is the min-max choice because of that. I mean, if you put your 25 there, you've already got 115 charisma. That's pretty crazy. So once you get your first charisma buff, you're looking at 125 charisma or something, quite early on. That's quite nice. As a new player, you might find charming difficult anyway. But yeah, that's kind of what I sometimes look at from a choice point of view, the bang for buck number. If I go shamans, for example, just kind of mostly add up wisdom and stamina, see what the number is. But I always feel that from enchanters, I'm always going to put 25 into charisma. Now I'm going to be playing a human Bertox follower, purely for the purely because I love the evil guild in Qeynos. It's awesome. Great immersion and atmosphere. I just like the... I'll show you. I've been wanting to make a human with this face for so long. This has always been my favourite face in Everquest, but I never kind of had an excuse to use it just from a character point of view. So this is kind of what I want to do. Now, interestingly, the humans have got charisma that's only 5 less than a high elf, which is really nice. I mean, admittedly, their intelligence is toilet, but, you know, that's fine, because I'm kind of trying to do this on a flavour. I kind of want a bit of RP going on with this one. I'm also, at some point, quite soon in his life, I'm going to twink as well. So these numbers are kind of not as meaningful as if you're having to work your way up with them. And, and get your own gear and stuff, although I will be kind of looking at doing that. I've got a list of gear that I'd like to go and camp for myself. And also, like, one of the reasons I'm doing this as well is that whenever a new year comes around, I always think, new project for new year, new EverQuest project for the new year. Normally it's a shaman, and I understand that I've got an enchanter, but this guide is combining lots of things I've been wanting to do for a while that I just haven't got around to because of laziness or whatever reason may be. So it's kind of like a beginner's guide for new players, like a leveling guide. There's some areas that I want to go to, which I won't tell you now. I'll kind of reveal them as I'm going along. Just places I haven't really spent much time in or any time at all leveling. I thought it might be quite interesting to do that. Some primarily kind of like quite low level spots, but I just want to kind of check those out on level, rather than going there as a 50 or a 60 or whatever and then doing a guide. And also, like, I guess if you want to play an enchanter, this will just give you some sort of idea of how that will go. Also, playing a human, which is quite interesting, and also playing a Bertox human, which you will human enchanter. I mean, not playing an agnostic. You're kind of fighting against yourself, really. I'm not quite sure why you would ever not choose agnostic, unless you kind of wanted it to be really different, because I imagine, even though, like, enchanters get what do you call it? Enchanters get buffs that increase your standing with people, increases your faction, and also because you can illusion into different races, so that helps your faction as well. Not being agnostic, like having a following a god, is going to have an impact in some areas. And we're about to check that out because I'm not sure what impact it will have. So as I said, this is a guide for all those things that I've mentioned, and I wanted to play a human Bertox enchanter just for the role-playing aspect, for the guide, and because I wanted this face. What other reason? Whatever reason could you have? Just wanting this face is enough of a reason. Let's click in. I hope at some point in the future someone doesn't complain about the name. It's not supposed to be what you might think it is. Oops, God, hang on. It's not supposed to be what you might think it is. It's Corvid, just based on the Crow family, essentially. I hope some people don't think that it's something else. Okay, let's talk about faction in a sec. So, a newbie guide. Let's start from the beginning. We will sit down and scribe our spells. You get 2 spells when you start off. Thankfully for an enchanter, you do actually get a damage spell. And when you start a shaman, you don't get a damage spell for some reason. You get a buff and a heal, but the buff heals you. So, yeah, that was a strange choice. I should have given you Burst of Flame. But anyway, we get a shield and we get a direct damage spell. You get a dagger, which we will equip. Now, one thing to think about before you go human or erudite or barbarian is they recently made a change to how recently made a change to how darkness works. They made it, I think, more classic, but it does mean that it's brutal. Like, if you're outside and it's dark, forget it. If you're outside and it's dark and it's raining, you might as well just sit down and hope you don't get attacked until the daylight comes, because you probably die, particularly if you're a new player. I mean, it's really horrible. So bear that in mind. I'm going to destroy my Tome of Order and Discord. And what I'm also hoping to do with this guide is like proper immersion. Like really going to immerse myself. I'm going to talk to NPCs, try and work through their chat logs if they've got any. I'm going to go into inns and have a look around, sit down, you know, and try and incorporate. I don't want to do like a role-playing thing where I'm actually playing the character like you might do for a single-player RPG, but I do want to incorporate some of that, so hopefully that'll be interesting as well. Yeah, so we start off with some food dagger. You get a note that you need to take to your guild, which I will be showing you shortly. We'll go and do that actually while we're doing this video. So this is how you'll start. It will tell you where to go. It's not always clear. You've got to find your guild, basically. That's kind of like your first, that's like your initiation, is finding your guild. And we'll go and do that. What I've just noticed, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's the first immersion. Bertox is like the god of plagues and things and rot. And you get the candle, the actual light source. As I said, like it's very dark if you're a humanoid. At level 4, you do get a half-elf illusion, which may well help you with regards to well, it will help you because you get infravision, which means that it won't be as dark as it is at night. And at level 12, you get serpent sight, I think, which is just infravision if you don't want to use an illusion. And then I think at like 12 or 16 you get dark elf illusion. So where you can use that, that gives you ultravision, which makes moving around at night much better. But Candle of the Plaguebringers, that's beautiful. Look at that. So the Bertox follower gets her own candle. That's so cool. Okay, so let's carry on with this newbie guide. So what I've noticed is that the guards are apprehensive. What I might do, I think I don't want to die, but if I do die, then you'll learn from my mistakes. Oops. In diff, okay. It's always worth checking out some factions. Interesting. So like Flynn is indifferent. Just check down here. Flynn is indifferent. Mudoro is dubious, but he won't attack. Dubious is the last one before they will attack. Then it goes to threatening, I think. The bar. Okay. So oops. Indifferent. Okay. So a few different factions in the inn there. So I think we might be safe in town, unless we do some evil killing. What I might do though, so at least I can go and spend some time in the inn there. This is the acid test, I think. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just testing this out. I just want to see if I can at the moment move around Qeynos. Maybe I'm just overdoing it here. Maybe it's fine. The Bard Guild is apprehensive. I thought they would hate my guts, but it would appear not. The guards here are apprehensive, so that's fine. The next big test is the Mage Guild. Can I use the Mage Guild here? Just checking the checking some guards and some okay. So Nostala, I think, is part of a mage's guild, and she is apprehensive. So I'm whoops. Yeah. So Gash Flockwalker, I knew he would be. I knew that bloody druid would be. Is he a druid or a ranger? I knew he would be dubious or worse, threatening. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the good guards are apprehensive. That's pretty cool. I'll just go and check the I love running around towns, just looking at all the artwork, the pictures, and the design. Okay, cool. So it seems as though, hang on a minute, I'm probably not going to do this, but also Edvard is amiable, so I could turn in scrolls at some point. If anyone's got any scrolls, let me know. PLs, need some PLs, need some PLing. Okay, so this is good. So I can actually use the SDM mobile. What is she? Oh, okay. So she can actually train me. So the good mages guild, if you ever start human Bertox, is okay. They're fine, and I can buy stuff from them as well. So, but obviously as an evil character, I'm using them. You know, I'm using them. I'm not letting them know who I am. So I'm using their ignorance to further my dark causes. So what we'll do now, I'll just go and show you. As I said before, you get a note to turn into your guild. Hang on a sec. It's interesting. So starting off as a, I wonder how much being a human shadow knight or a human necromancer further changes your faction with these guys. I wonder if it means as a necromancer you can't walk around, but as an enchanter it seems okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is PvP area. It's the proving grounds or whatever it's called. But there's a secret entrance here into the. I'm not sure if I come the right way. There's here we go. So if you right click that, beneath the grounds of Fate Arena, which is what this is, that's where we are. Rotting bones of fallen warriors mark the entrance to the underworld. So follow these bones over to this door, and I believe there's a secret wall here somewhere. There's the bones here, and this leads us into the Qeynos aqueducts, where I guess we could probably do a bit of hunting actually. But we'll go and turn our note in so I can show you that. I just need to bring up a map, I think. Maybe I know the way. I love it down here. It's so atmospheric. I love like that misty look in the distance there. That's really awesome. A skeleton. Judges us amiably. I think it's just here. Oh, there we go. Amiable. Nice. So this is the Bertox guild. Van Black, always a great name. Yeah, this is the guild underneath Qeynos, where all the Bertox followers hang out. I think you've got like a mage, wizard, enchanter, trainer if you want to do that. This is obviously the home of the necromancers and the shadow knights. It's where we will buy stuff as well. So what I need to do is Riania Jucal or Juckle is the guild mistress. So we give her our note. She gives us our and I love the human enchanter guild starting robe. The fact that it's like a purpley colour, that's brilliant. You get a little bit of experience as well. I always thought, now this is probably in the game and I'm going to make myself sound really stupid here, but I always thought they should have done more with the guilds and the robes particularly. I always thought that they could have had like the robes as part of some initiation process as you go on. So you reach a certain level and then your guild leader gives you a quest just to give you a better robe, to upgrade your robe. So next one could have a bit more AC, maybe some intelligence and charisma or whatever. and you have to keep handing in the robes. I get a bit like the monk shackle quests, I guess. And the is it the headbands or the waistband quest? Yeah, that would have been quite good for robes. Someone's going to tell me now that they've actually done that. It's already in the game and I've missed it. But yeah, there you go. I'm not sure. You've also got Burtox clerics around the corner here. Now, one thing I'm wondering as an enchanter, and I won't do it on camera, but I'm going to do it on video, but I'll have a look. Is that the guild, the good enchanter guild above ground, doesn't have. They don't sell tiny daggers for your pet. Now, they never used to, and I think it's classic that they don't. So I don't think they do it. I don't think they do. So that's quite interesting. I remember starting a human enchanter way back, just trying it out, and I had to travel across. You can get the boat across to Eridin, and they sell them there. I know at one point someone was kind of buying up hundreds of them, bringing them back, and selling them to a merchant so people could buy them. I'm not sure if they're still doing that now. I'm not, because I'm evil. I don't want to help any other enchanter except myself. But that's quite interesting. So I'm going to look around here to see if any merchants here actually sell them. Because I guess if someone down here does sell them, and I don't think they do, but I'll check. I wonder if you chose agnostic enchanter, started in Qeynos, you could get into this guild without dying, without them attacking you. I'm not sure you could, because why would they let you in? I'm not sure. Maybe you'd be apprehensive or dubious or something. I'm not sure. Maybe you can come and buy them if they got them down here. I'm not sure if they have. So, but that's it for now. I will prepare to do some leveling and we'll carry on. I don't really have much to say. A few people asked about my UI. Obviously, this is blue, so let's just check. This is blue, so I think I could probably load. Can I load Duxa? Let's hope it doesn't crash the game. So so on blue you can still use Duxa. So this is kind of Duxa, basically. You can get it from the forums. Check in the technical section if you want to use that. I guess I might switch back to. Just the normal. Duxa's kind of got like an XP percentage thing, and it tells you numbers and stuff that you might prefer. Classic. Oh my! Look at that. So that should. Oh wow. Oh my. Maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll stick with this. Wow. I'm not sure how long this has been here. Do you know what? I've been playing on P99 for about 8 years now, and I had no idea this was here. Is it classic? Is this all classic? I guess it is. So that would sit. Where would that sit? That would. Hang on. I think that would probably need to sit up there, but I think this goes here, right? Oh, look at this background. Look at the classic background. That's beautiful. You can kind of still resize it. Oh, and your party button goes here. Oh, this is great. This is great. I won't muck around with this too much. I'm sure this is supposed to fit here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you think? What do you guys think? Let me know. I like it. And I never expected it to be here. That's crazy. Let's see what the spellbook's like. Oh, wow. Okay. Wowza. I might try and stick with one chat bar as well. New chat window. Oh, you can create a new one. Oh, I'll tell you what's interesting though. I can't move them. That's weird. Oh no, okay, so if anyone wants to try this, I could move them by doing that, actually. I love the scroll option. It's been so long since I used this, I just don't remember it at all. This looks like it's supposed to fit onto something as well, but I'll leave it separately. I like the way the fact you've got the classic look, but you can still move the options around. So I might work that out. Anyway, that's enough of that for now. One thing that it's worth doing, if you're a new player, is bind your sense heading to a key. So go over here, click on one of these, and it'll let you choose sense heading. Change that to bind wound. And if you hold your left mouse button down on that, you can then put it into a hotbar. Then if you go into keys, you get your hotbars. As you can see, I'm using WASD to move. So A in red here, move left and right. When I hold the right mouse button, A and D sidestep. But A is red because it means that it's bound to something else as well. So if we go to hotbar 1, A is also bound to hot button 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's how it goes. So it just means that whenever you're moving around, it will just automatically use sense heading. Yeah. And it will go up on its own, and you'll always be max with that, which is pretty awesome. So I think that's it for this video, guys. This has just been, just to repeat myself, this is going to be a guide, a beginner's guide, leveling guide, race, class, enchanter, tactics, blah blah guide. It's something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, probably with a shaman, as I said, but you know, we're doing enchanter. We'll see how we go. Let me know what you think of the UI. Yeah, it's pretty neat, but I'll see how we go. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Also, if there's any newbie tips that you've got that you think might be useful that I've missed, let me know, and yeah, we'll go from there.